And our top story from Andhra Pradesh at just exact 12:17 p.m. in a short while from now, a time that's sanctioned by astrologers, Andhra Pradesh's Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu is expected to announce the new capital of the state. He has begun reading the statement in the State Assembly and has said that the capital is located in and around the Vijaywada region. The Chief Minister also adding that he plans to build 3 mega cities and 14 smart cities in the area, and that the decision is a reflection of popular sentiment. Meanwhile, opposition parties are already protesting in the assembly, saying the decision must be debated and voted upon, especially if Naidu is determined to pick the stretch between the towns of Guntur and Vijaywada. The panel is against the building of the state's new capital at one place. It especially did not favor the idea of building one mega capital city between Vijaywada and Guntur, since it would consume numerous acres of fertile land. The Sivaramakrishnan committee that has been appointed by the central government also says that exactly what the Andhra Pradesh government appears to be doing. They have envisioned that the state capital would become a mega city linking Vijaywada and Guntur in the coastal Andhra Pradesh region. All right, joining me right now is Mr. C. Anjaneya Reddy. He is the convener for the Concerned Citizens Forum, also former DGP of the state. Mr. Reddy, thanks so much for joining us here on Headlines today. Now we're seeing things moving rapidly. The Chief Minister on several occasions having hinted that Vijaywada will be the new capital of the residual state of Andhra Pradesh. But, that is something which the opposition has been fighting for, saying that he cannot unilaterally announce a new capital.
The way he has gone about it, I think, is questionable. You see, a committee has been appointed by the Government of India under the Reorganization Act. Even before the committee submitted its report, he announced that capital is going to be at Vijaywada. Now the members are demanding that the report should be placed on the table of the legislature and they should debate it before any decision is taken.
Huge ruckus there in the assembly. Fireworks as the opposition, Jagan Reddy's party, keep creating furor, demanding that, the Chief Minister have a discussion and voting and only then announce the new capital. Mr. Reddy is still with us live right now. He is the convener of the Concerned Citizens Forum. Sir, we were talking to you earlier about this, two separate stands really taken by the opposition and the government, and the repercussions of which we just heard and saw in the assembly.
Pardon? I couldn't hear it.
Sir, we are talking about the opposition party's separate stand on the capital. Meanwhile, Chandrababu going ahead and saying, that Vijaywada and the region around will be the capital. So clearly, two separate sides and the repercussions clearly visible in the assembly. Huge ruckus.
There will be a lot of problems because this is a decision taken unilaterally by the Chief Minister. We have been requesting him to include everybody, talk to all political parties and let it be a consensual decision rather than a party decision. This is going to lead to further trouble in the state of Andhra Pradesh. And this is against the recommendations of Sivaramakrishnan Committee, which is a technical committee appointed by Government of India under the Reorganization Act. The committee has submitted its report to Government of India. Now, Government of India has a responsibility to step in and see that this atrocity should not go on. If this megacity is developed between Guntur and Vijaywada, thousands of acres of agricultural land will be destroyed.
Right.
And then it will not be acceptable to people from the other part of the state called Rayalaseema.
Okay, so what particular region are you in favor of be the capital of the newly formed state?
We met the Chief Minister, we met all the political parties and told them whatever decision you take, it should be a consensual decision. Let the capital be somewhere between Rayalaseema and coastal Andhra, so that it will be acceptable to both the regions. Instead of that, Chief Minister went ahead and then declared it unilaterally that Vijaywada Guntur is going to be a mega city, which is I think ecologically also it's most undesirable. There is no government land there. You will have to acquire private land. That will run into a lot of problems. There are places where there is plenty of government land which is accessible to both coastal Andhra and Rayalaseema.
Right.
Instead of choosing one of those places, he has chosen this place, which is, I think, fraught with several problems.
Okay, Mr. Reddy, just announcing the capital is one issue that perhaps the state is dealing with right now, but there are several issues as well, like, the issues of land acquisition, then where will the funds really come from, for setting up a new capital. These all issues too need to be resolved. So how do you see this standoff really coming to end, these issues, fine lines, that remain? How will they be creased out?
I personally believe this is going to be the beginning of many other problems. The region called Rayalaseema, historically they have a claim to have capital in their region. If that is not considered, there might be some unrest in that part of the state. And the land which has chosen now for the capital is unsuitable for construction. This is what Sivaramakrishnan committee said. This is, if at all Sivaramakrishnan made a very strong recommendation that is against locating the capital in and around Vijaywada.
Okay.
Still he has gone ahead with that. Yeah.
All right. Mr. Reddy, do hang on with us. Mr. T.S. Sudhir right now, Editor South, is joining us for more details. Sudhir, tension is palpable. We're seeing scenes that were pretty much expected in the State Assembly, with the opposition really not willing to back down, even as the Chief Minister goes ahead and makes those big announcements regarding the capital.
Well, Sana, the opposition basically making the point that there has been no debate that has been done in the assembly, and it is a unilateral, almost dictatorial decision taken by the Chandrababu Naidu government. The government on its part believing that it is its prerogative to decide where the new capital of Andhra Pradesh should be. Now, the important point that the statement that I just read of Chandrababu Naidu makes are two. One, that 50% of the representations made to the KC Sivaramakrishnan committee were in favor of locating the capital in and around Vijaywada. So they believe that they are not really off the mark from what the Sivaramakrishnan committee received by way of representations. The statement also makes a point that the idea, apart from locating the capital in and around Vijaywada, is to have 3 mega cities and 14 smart cities, which will include also about 6 smaller airports in different parts of Andhra Pradesh. So Chandrababu Naidu making the point that while he's not in for a decentralized capital, he is in for decentralized development. And most of the TDP leaders here who I spoke to before the statement, making the point that locating the capital in a back of beyond kind of place like Donakonda, as they say, would not really be feasible, because that would really not attract the investors, and branding of Andhra Pradesh needs a city like Vijaywada, which can actually help in branding of a new state like Andhra Pradesh, which is also facing a huge revenue deficit. But yes, the crucial point that Mr. Anjaney Reddy also made, of course, was that the Sivaramakrishnan committee report was not in favor of Vijaywada, and there is going to be huge cost which will be incurred in actually buying the land which will be required for building all those government buildings there in Vijaywada.
Also, Sudhir, we also heard earlier on about the protests that have gathered steam in the Rayalaseema region. Give us a sense of what is going to happen now, because as you also mentioned, Jagan Reddy not willing to back down, saying that we want a discussion and voting before the new capital is announced. That clearly is a demand that Chandrababu Naidu is not even considering.
Well, even though Chandrababu Naidu also technically hails from the Rayalaseema region of Andhra Pradesh, the decision to locate the capital in Vijaywada does have its basis also in different caste equations, because the Krishna district where Vijaywada is located is dominated by the Kamma community, a community to which Naidu belongs, and that has hitherto that has always backed the Telugu Desam. That has always backed the Telugu Desam. So in that sense, the Rayalaseema region does feel that it would actually lose out if the entire goodies are actually distributed more in the Vijaywada, Guntur region of Andhra Pradesh, and the Rayalaseema region, which initially had a capital between 1953 and 56, would actually lose out in the bargain. Sarah?
All right, Mr. Reddy, if I can come to you, looking at the recommendations of the Sivaramakrishnan committee report, Chandrababu Naidu believes 50% of those really favor the region in and around Vijaywada, and he's going ahead and making it the capital. Also, do you agree with the fact that these announcements that he's made, 3 mega cities, 14 smart cities, 6 new, small airports, are going to really help with the development of the region in and around? Because that is something that the opposition is saying, that we want the backward areas to be named as the capital so that there's more development there.
He can have mega cities, he can have bigger smart cities and all that. But what is important is the capital. There are historical reasons for it. You see, earlier the capital was in Kurnool when Andhra and Telangana united to become Andhra Pradesh. After Andhra Pradesh broke up, naturally the capital should go
Right.
back to Kurnool. That's what they feel. Even if that is not possible, let us say it's not possible to have capital in Rayalaseema, it should be in a place which is acceptable to Rayalaseema. He has completely ignored it and he has taken a one-sided decision.